Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a dancer's warm-up. These are just movements and stretches that I have developed over the years of what feels good for my body when I'm getting ready for a class, rehearsal, a show, anything like that. Legs, feet, turnout, things that we need as dancers. So if you're interested in seeing what I have in store and what are some good ideas for warming up your body, just keep watching. Typically, I will start my warm-up on the floor because, let's be honest, I want to save most of my energy for what I'm warming up for. So my primary focus in this warm-up is just to loosen up my joints, get a little bit of stretch. You're gonna pick a leg, take it all the way up, and I'm gonna start to flex and point my foot a few times, just get that ankle going, maybe a few circles one direction and the other direction. We're gonna keep working the ankle as we add in the hip and the leg. So I'm gonna turn them to a little bit better of an angle. I'm gonna bend and then press and point through my toe. Bend, press and point. So I'm working my ankle and my calf, and I'm also starting to warm up my quadricep just a little bit. I'm getting a tiny bit of hamstring stretch. You can direct that a little higher. Then I want to turn out at the top, getting that little bit of rotation in my hip, and then I bring my knee, almost knock me a little bit turned in, and then out again. So I'm starting to bring in a little bit of rotation through my hip joint. Just a few of those, still pointing and flexing your foot. Then keep your foot pointed, and just some nice, long, loose butt mass through your leg. Just a nice active way to stretch and warm up the hip. Get a little blood flow. And then I take that leg out and around a little bit. I don't mind in this scenario, since we're just warming up, if your opposite knee moves a little bit, it just feels good on my hips, okay? It's not an exercise, just warm up. Just a few of those. And then we'll hit the other side. Again, just those little presses through the heel. I forgot my little ankle circles. I've got some fuzz that's falling on my face from my foot. So nice. You're gonna bend and press. Ooh, my knee just popped. See, you're just trying to get out all the crinkles, the crunchies, all those little nuances that your body has from working so hard yesterday, probably. And then we'll add in that point, that flex. And I'm gonna start adding in a little bit of internal and external rotation, just kind of getting that leg moving. It's almost like your femur is turning like a little key in a socket. And leave your toe pointed. Little long, loose scrub up mons. Don't hold your leg or force anything. If you're a little sore and your leg just goes about halfway up, totally fine. Big circle, little bit of a ground rounders on there. Just out and around, just getting those kinks out of your legs. Once that feels good, I'll come all the way down to the floor. And we're gonna do a little bit of side-to-side sways. These are typically in like a modern class. Sorry guys, I have a mic pack. Did you hear that? And I just was laying on it. It was like breaking my ribs, okay? I had to take it off. I hope you can still hear me. So start swinging those legs around. This is good for your lower back. Getting a little spinal twist, and we're continuing to warm up the hips just by opening them in the middle. I could literally do this for like 10 minutes. It feels so good. Loosen it out. Stay however long you want. Come to a nice flat back position. Bring your knees to your chest and just hug it. My hip flexors are like angry at me 24/7, so they need some love. They need some compression and a rock them side to side. So this to me is like a total hip flexor massage. If you don't feel that, then lucky you. Your hip flexors are just like little spring chickens and they're happy and healthy. But mine, not so much. So go ahead and rock and roll, come up. I want to get into just a little bit of a light stretching. Again, not super intense. So feet to the front. I grab my feet and I kind of start circling them so that we can continue warming up the arches. And I like the way this pulls on the hamstrings as in it also incorporates the calf. So you use your calves and your lower extremities so much. Reverse your circle. Get a little bit of movement. And then just chill for a second. I want you to lay down. Take a nice deep breath. You can static stretch cold, but there's some different theories on that. I like a little bit of cold stretching. It's just not the time to push farther past your limits. It's not a time to increase flexibility. So comment below your thoughts and your opinions on static stretching cold. It's a whole realm of opinions. Hang down there for a little bit, roll it up, soles of the feet together. So we're gonna through a few basic stretches, and these feel free to expound upon. I press one hand into one knee, lean away, that gives my hips some space. As I'm doing this, I'm starting to realize this is very hip focused, and that's because my hips are angry. They are PO'd at me from lots of, I have no turnout. I should never have been allowed to dance professionally because I've just faked my way through it. I've tried really hard to learn how to turn out for my hips, but when you don't have it, you just don't have it. So there's been a lot of years forcing my legs into turnout. Open to a little straddle, it doesn't have to be big. So this is odd, you can weigh on this as well. I've always had a pretty deep straddle, stretch and split, but once I come standing, my turnout from the hip is gone. So I don't know, it's just where your hips are in your pelvis, I guess, where they insert. So give me just kind of a nice, easy roll through, just getting sort of that first initial stretch. I'm gonna bend my back knee and just turn into a little more of a single leg stretch. Different angle I find when I'm open through my hips. When we had both our legs forward, we were forced to be square. So I feel this quite differently more on the outside of my hamstring. And then just a little quad stretch. I'm very front of the body dominant, so that's why I gravitate towards hip flexors and quads. That whole front of my body is like, ugh. So definitely pinpoint parts on yourself that need a little bit of extra help. You can craft your warm-ups based on that. And just back through to the other side. A little hamstring stretch there. You can go square or open. Remember, you're warming up, so if you want to just do some weird things in between, just get your body moving. We will come to standing eventually and do a few things for our back and a few leg swings, but this is the part before class where you're just talking to your friends. You know, you're like, oh my God, did you go out last night? No, I never do that anymore. I just stay at home and I soak punches all night. It's really boring. Hopefully I have better conversations than that, but it's just a little snippet of what could go on. Then I take one leg in front of the other because I need to stretch my butt. So down we go, a little bit of that. My left foot is in front, which mirrored to the camera might look like your right. Whatever foot is in front, walk away from it, the direction that your toe is pointing in, and it is such a nice stretch for this. I think I might have put this in one of my stretching videos too. So I have other stretching videos. I will link one at one of these corners wherever it pops out. So if you want to go do more of a guided specific stretch, that's up to you. Then I'll just switch sides. Not going for a long time, just trying to open up the body. Press those knees open. And then it's lunge time. So I cannot function, I'm gonna put this back on, cannot function in pretty much anything I do without doing a nice lunge. So parallel, leg down, and I like to just get groovy here. Twist around, press your hips down. You never know what your body's gonna feel like on that particular day, and I think that's a very important consideration to have and keep in mind while you're warming up. One day you might feel just like God's gift to humanity and you're like, wow, my body's amazing, I feel phenomenal, I'm super stretchy. Some days you're like, oh, everything is broken. I'm gonna push back and forth a little bit through this lunge just to keep some movement. Some days you're just really sore and really tight. So good time to take inventory into your body. If you need to stretch and move a little bit more slowly that day, then do that. Just gonna switch sides. Nothing fancy. Notice I haven't even done a split yet. We're working up there. So this side is definitely tighter. So if I was really warming up, I would probably hang out here for quite some time. Just not a care in the world. Let that body relax. And press back and forth. Just a few. Now, definitely part of my warm-up is involving feet. I'm gonna make a separate video on some TheraBand exercises to strengthen your feet, whether you're just dancing on flat or it's really good for point work too, for specific strengthening for your toes. Come onto your all fours. Get a little bit of that spine movement going, just a little bit of cat-cow. I don't like to be too specific here when I'm warming up, so it's about to get weird. Okay, you're gonna tuck, and then I like to do these little circles. This is the sexy cat. Circle around. And then go the other way. Just feels good. If you don't know which way your hips and your head are circling, just do some weird movements. It just feels nice. I love me a good downward dog. So up we go. Just a little stretch. Coming through a little bit. So if you've noticed, I go from like doing nothing with those little leg hip circles to increasing a little bit more range of motion, a little bit more movement as I'm feeling able. Walk through your heels a little bit. Come down. Little stretch. My back, the older I've gotten, is making it sound like real. As I age, no, it's true. My back is getting a little stiff. So stretch my back. Now, apart from our foot TheraBand stuff, which I'll save from a different video, I always do these few stretches just to get into my foot. So, I don't know if you can see it like that. I just push way over. I'm feeling a lot of Achilles tendon right here. And I kind of use my sit bone to kind of push. Normally I would not recommend overextending your knee like that, but my focus is really, really on the heel. Just feels really nice on my ankle. Okay, just feels good. I've just always done this. And then same thing in demi-pointe, and this is where I'll use my butt bone, my sit bone there, to push my heel kind of forward so that I can really stretch my arch, get those toes all warmed up. I've had a plethora of foot injuries, so feet are important in my book to get warm. Plus, I have bad feet, so I need to stretch them if I have any hope of them pointing. So then I just tuck those toes underneath, make sure all your knuckles are under, make sure you're not sickling your foot, and I'm still using my sit bone to kind of push and pry that leg into cooperation. And this is a good one for chatting too. I'll be like, are you getting the lead role in Serena, or am I gonna hit it? No. It's been a while since I've been in the ballet room, can you tell? You like my conversations? So, other side, same thing. I'll go quick so you're not bored. If you're doing this with me, then we're just hanging out. I wanna give you a nice stretch for that Achilles tendon. And then up through your arch. Press, press. So if you're building a separate warm-up, I would advise that you go about it just based on the places that you're tight and the places that need help. For instance, my feet and my turnout are probably my weakest dancer-specific areas that need a little bit extra TLC. So I definitely need to stretch my feet, and I definitely need to open my hips and warm them up as much as possible. Nowadays, it's my back and my shoulders because I'm an aerialist and not really a dancer anymore, but just base it on what feels good and right for your body. So once those feet are stretched, I'm gonna go back in my straddle, bam. And I'm gonna try to work those hips open a little more. So I'm gonna start kind of rolling forward and back. This is a great thing to add if you're really close to your straddle, is to arch slightly and then tuck in through your tailbone. Let's see if we can get up at an angle here. I need a cameraman. So arching a little bit, really gets those inner thighs. And then just rounding back. A little bit of an arch. And back. And then I need to sit in my front position for a hot second just to try to get those hips under control. Another great stretch, if you can find a friend, is to hold in a butterfly position. I'll show you up on the bar. So your friend needs to support themselves on their bar, and they will stand on your knees. Open your knees like this. Sorry, not on your knees, right above on the thigh part, and press your knees down. This is my all-time favorite stretch. I feel like I actually can turn out my legs. Land on my bike pack again. I can actually turn out my legs from that, so I definitely recommend that position. We're gonna go to standing. I'm gonna show you a few more things, and then we're done. So standing, I really don't do a lot here. I just wanna get my legs moving a little more. Some traditional leg swings forward and back, and I just let my arms swing. I don't give a darn about what my foot is doing. I'm not trying to brush through to a ballet first position. I'm just swinging that body, and then I'll turn and face the bar. Do some side to side. Just let your body swing. Let it warm up naturally. Then, usually do a few of these little figure eights just because they feel nice. And then at your other side. Keep in mind that your movement should be starting to get you a little bit warm. That's the point of a warm up. So if you're feeling maybe not sweaty, but a little bit more ready to move, then you're doing a good job. At that side to side swing. And then a few little figure eights here, getting that hip even more stretched out. At this point, if we had an actual bar, I'd put my hands on the bar, take a nice chest stretch. This always makes my upper back pop a little bit. Kind of work through the spine a little bit more. Stretch my arabesque. More attitude, just a little bit on each side. Moving that around. Roll up the hip, little twist. Pull those ankles. I'm ready to go. So that's it for our dancer workout. I hope that was helpful for you, gave you some ideas. If it was, don't forget to give this video a big old thumbs up. If you like content like this, consider subscribing to my channel. And with that, off we go. Have a great day. See you next time.